Welcome to my channel. My name is Lisa Jang, Yin Yoga teacher, Yin Yoga teacher trainer, and practitioner. Today we'll be going over some of my favorite areas to release. These areas are high pressure areas or high tension areas. So be mindful as you roll today. If the pressure is too much, always lean away from the balls or put something on top of the balls like a blanket or a towel on top of the balls to lessen the intensity. For today's practice, you'll need a set of myofascial release tools. You can also use two tennis balls if you like, a yoga block or two if you have that. A blanket is always nice, again, to lessen the intensity of the pose, and a hard, firm pillow so you can grab one off your couch. Are you guys ready? Let's begin. So we're going to start off in a supine heart opener position, and I'm taking my long pillow and we're going to create a ramp for ourselves right behind our pillow. I'm going to use 2 blocks so that's a little bit more secure. And we're just going to back into the little ramp here. Take your time to land down onto your ramp. Make sure it's comfortable. If not, adjust the height. Now, as you're here, your legs can be crisscross. Your legs can be in butterfly pose. Your legs can be just kind of out into your shavasana. Just taking a moment here to ground in. So take a slow, deep inhale through your nose. And a slow, deep exhale out through your mouth. Again, deep inhale through your nose. And deep exhale out through your mouth. And setting your intentions for today's practice. Giving yourself this gift of down regulation, this gift of releasing tension through the body, the gift of really coming to this space of introspection, of coming home. So breathe in your intention into your entire body. And as you breathe out, offer it out into the universe. Let's begin by stretching our arms and legs long. Roll through the wrists as you're here. You can roll through the ankles as well. And let's go ahead and bring our arms back down by our sides. Bend your knees, roll towards the side, towards the camera side, and just press yourself all the way up. We're going to grab our yoga tune-up balls or any type of massage therapy balls that you have. I have the Extended Plus balls, and they're toted. If you don't have a tote, grab a tube sock, put the video on pause, and then make sure your socks or your bag, your balls are into the sock, okay? And then just tie it up. So the balls are going to be placed horizontally. We have what I like to call a channel, that where your spine is going to go. And we're going to place the balls right at the bottom tips of our shoulder blades as we're here in our supine heart opener. And I'm going to include a yin posture as I come into this pose. So I'm going to release through the upper back. I'm laying myself all the way onto the pillow, so it's nice, gentle pressure. And draw your feet about mat width as you're here. And I can feel that nice gentle pressure. I love it that we're using the pillow instead, because that creates a softer landing for the area right between my shoulder blades. All right, so as you're here, take a slow deep in breath and a slow deep out breath. So I'm just trying to set the timer as I'm here. Again, deep in breath and deep out breath. And as you're ready, go ahead and gently windshield wipe your legs from side to side. And you'll feel as you're here, you might be scooching a little bit forward. And if you are, you can always scoot yourself back up. I'm kind of moving forward. Now I'm going to take windshield wiper or open deer twist. So I'm going to draw my legs over towards the left side as I'm here. I'm going to readjust my yoga therapy balls here into where I feel like it feels good. So this is your first alternative of the yin pose that we're coming in today. The second alternative today is coming into half saddle. So lean towards your left side and then grab a hold of your right foot as you're here. And depending on your range of motion or if it's too much knee flexion, you're going to take that first option. And as you're here, you're going to take the sole of your left foot down towards the ground, or you can extend it forward. You can lean a little bit off to the side. I find it a little bit more balanced if I put my foot down towards the ground. And what I'm doing is I'm creating a nice opening through the front of my right thigh, my half saddle pose, and the top of my foot. Now go ahead and reach for your opposite elbows as you're here, arms overhead if that feels comfortable for you. And just simply breathe into this beautiful pose. Breathing into your upper back where the massage balls are. Finding this beautiful way of entering into this peaceful, quiet space. Let go of the day, let go of the week, and begin to clear any residue of tension in your body by breathing in and slowly breathing out. As you breathe out, just notice that the natural guarding of your body starts to surrender. You start to feel the front of your right hip, that iliopsoas, start to soften, start to clear out any tension as you're here. Breathe in again and softly breathe out. So for today's practice, we'll be holding the postures anywhere from 2 to 3 minutes. For video purposes, this is going to be a shorter practice, but feel free to press pause on your video to stay longer, maybe a minute longer or 2 minutes longer in each posture, and press play again. From here, we're going to take 2 more cycles of breath. So really breathing in towards that right thigh and breathing in towards your upper back. And as you're ready, taking your time, again, press pause if you want to stay here. Otherwise, I'm going to slowly come out of the pose. So typically I'll roll away from the bent knee side and then slowly straighten out that right leg. So as you straighten out that right leg, just notice the rebound, the resonance. And again, for video purposes, we're going to head directly to the second side. But I really would encourage you to press pause on the video, guys, and stay for a minute and just notice that circulation that's happening, the energy that's moving through your body. It's going to be a little bit different. So I'm going to head to the second side. I'm going to roll towards that right side. And again, you're heading to our windshield wipers. You're here. You can always put something underneath your left knee if you feel like if your knee is kind of more up into the air here, have some support underneath your knee. Grab an extra pillow off your couch. Otherwise, from here, we're going to go ahead and reach for that left foot and then come into your half saddle pose. Again, I'm going to have the sole of my right foot down towards the ground. And kind of lean in. Feel free to adjust the massage balls behind you. Now, since they're in the same spot, I'm going to add a little bit of movement here. Again, feel free to stay in sustained compression, guys, or go ahead and just wrap your arms just gently kind of above the chest as you're here. Elbows are above the chest, wrapping your hands around the elbows, and then gently rocking yourself from side to side. So it's a very more loose type of grip as you're here. And with the forearms more directly on top as opposed to here, which is fine too. I find as I'm here, I can really gauge in a little bit more in towards the upper back. So as I lean very slowly. It's not a swift or a fast movement, but more so leaning in with curiosity. And as you lean in, you can also turn your head from side to side, really encouraging that really gentle release of the upper back into the rhomboids. If your arms get tired, you can also just stay here with the arms overhead. You'll find that this is going to be a little bit less because my spine is in more of an extension. So notice that little back bend, which takes a little bit more pressure away from the massage tools. And for me, this feels good. Again, just play with how much pressure you need, or you can have your arms back down by your side. The main thing here is we want to release through that left hip flexor at the same time getting that nice myofascial release in towards the upper back. So breathe in again, and then breathe out. Again, deep in breath, and deep out breath. You've got about 3 to 4 more cycles of breath, and really using your breath as a tool to massage inside out. So as you breathe in, you'll feel the tissues from inside pressing into the massage tools. And as you breathe out, you'll find the massage tools just making its way in towards the fascia and the tissues there. Really allowing the tissues and the cells, those fibroblasts, to respond to this eustress, this mechanical eustress that we're placing into the tissues, into the upper back. Now, as you're ready, again, feel free to press pause, but I'm going to start to move away from this pose. So I'll straighten out that right leg and take your time to roll towards the side and straighten out your left. And a moment here just to feel the release of the frontal hip points and the quads, the shins, and the top of the ankles. And taking another slow deep in breath and a slow deep out breath. From here, go ahead and slowly bend your knees and then roll toward your side. Gently press yourself all the way up. Again, a moment in rebound is always encouraged. Again, for video purposes, I'm moving along quite a little bit more swiftly than I would normally like. We're going to take our ramp away from us. So go ahead and place your pillow off to the side and then have your block ready to go. We're going to work into the calves. So I'm going to take a pose called Banana Asana with the option of doing a calf release. The massage tools are going to be placed still in the tote or in your tube sock horizontally in the calves. So let me stand up and show you. You can stay seated. So the balls are going to go into the gastrocnemius, and they're going to head right into where the Achilles tendon transitions into the gastroc. So right over here. By all means, you can go a little bit lower or higher, but I find that spot is going to be the most felt in the body. It is an acupressure point as well. So take your time as you're here to prop yourself onto the block. And the block's optional. I like it this way. It does give me a little bit more height. Right leg onto the block and the massage balls, and then carefully place yourself down onto the ground. Now, as you're here, you can take that block behind your head. And I'm gonna come into Banana Asana. So notice here I'm more straight on. I'm going to have to angle my block more towards the upper left bottom corner of your mat. So I create this half moon shape. And I'm going to move my upper body. Notice I'm moving it towards the upper left corner of my mat in my Banana Asana. And as I'm here, I'm going to take my arm across my forehead just because it feels more comfortable that way. Now, your choice as you're here is to crisscross the ankles. This gives you a little bit more pressure, downward pressure in towards the calf. You can even crisscross the leg on top. But notice the right side is going to be longer than the left. And that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for this beautiful lengthening through the side body while I'm in Banana Asana. Now, a lot of times what I'll do here is I'll do a little bit of pin and stretch, which means I'm pinning the tissues down, and how I'm stretching it is through a little bit of movement. So you'll notice how my foot is flexing and extending there. So plantar flexion and and then dorsiflexion and extension. So you can also roll through the ankle one direction and the other direction. You'll feel those tissues slowly start to release tension. Now, included in this, and this is just optional, is taking your block on its medium level and taking the knife edge of the block right to the base of the skull. So I'll come up and show you. You can stay laying down. So the block is going to go right at this suboccipital ridge right here. And this should feel nice. We're getting a two for one myofascial release, which I like to instruct my students to do, because a lot of times, right, a lot of the tension is through the base of the skull. I'm angling it a little bit. Now, if this is too much pressure, you can have your right leg into half butterfly, your left leg into half butterfly, which you'll still create this long side body lengthening. And as you're here, you can take your forearm across your forehead and turn your head a little bit towards towards the left side, so that you can put a little bit more pressure in towards the left side of the skull. So really targeting that little hollow at the base of the skull, which is part of the bladder meridian, and really part of that gallbladder as well in traditional Chinese medicine. So once again, as you're here, really allow yourself to decompress. Take a slow, deep in breath and a slow, deep out breath. For this one, I'd like to stay for another minute so that we spend a little bit more time in this one. Again, feel free if the block is too much. You can also put a blanket on top of the block, but really see and discern if you need that extra cushioning. Sometimes the discomfort is something that we need to change our relationship with instead of avoiding. So that discomfort, if it's pain, of course, come out of the pose. But if there's discomfort, just notice it and see if you can shift that mindset, that energy around it, shifting that relationship, and noticing that that guarding might create a little bit more of that challenge and more discomfort. So if you let go of that and change your relationship to be a little bit more open, then you'll find that the tissues will slowly start to acclimate. So again, as you're here, take a slow, deep in breath. And as you breathe out, shift into this different mindset or relationship with the tissues here. So as you're ready, we're going to go ahead and slowly come out of the pose, and we're going to change sides. So I'm going to take my time to turn my head back to center. And what I'm going to do is use my foot there to drag the block towards the bottom right corner of my mat. And again, I can take this half butterfly pose, and I want to make sure here I'm getting into that mid-calf area where it feels good. Again, as I'm here, I'm going to angle the block that's at the base of my skull in a way where it feels good. I'm getting in the right side of the skull, the suboccipital ridge. So again, 3 minutes here. Again, track 1, just stay here. Track 2, a little bit more pressure in the massage tool, which is your block, taking your forearm over the head as you're here. And then you can do a gentle nudge, no, a gentle nudge, yes. And then finally, you can crisscross the ankles as you're here to get a little bit more load. I like to take my leg up and over as I'm here. And again, I'm finding like I need a little bit more of that side body opening. So I'm going to create a little bit more of that, kind of that banana shape in the left side. Again, the left side is longer. The right side is a little bit more shorter because we are in this half moon banana shape. And again, notice right away if there's unintentional guarding. I can't speak today. So if there is unintentional guarding, let that go. Take a slow, deep in breath and slow, deep out breath. Notice the dialogue in your mind, guys, and notice if there is that additional resistance. And again, there is going to be that discomfort. And if there is, see if you can work on that relationship with that discomfort,
whether it's placing an additional blanket or towel on top of the massage tool, whether it be the balls or the block, or maybe it's just your mindset, right? So letting go of that unconscious guarding, the unconscious efforting, and really allowing yourself the gift of unraveling tension in the body. Breathing in and slowly breathing out. Now you've got another 4 to 5 more cycles of breath there, which will give us that full 3 minutes that we're looking for. And if you find that your mind starts to shift elsewhere, let your mind come back to the brighter sensations, right? For me, it's going to be the calf, right? And I'm going to do the different myofascial release technique that I showed you, the pin and stretch. Even as you're here, you can also roll that leg in a little bit and gently turn your toes out. And you'll find that you're going to get into the tibialis posterior and anterior, right? Just working through those tissues slowly. Wow, I can feel that, some of that tension there. Now again, feel free to press pause, or we're going to slowly come out of the pose. So take your time to release your leg. Take your head back to center as you're here. Feet on the ground or legs extended, and gently turn your head from side to side. Really feel the kind of more the finer qualities of the release, more so in the nervous system, right? So it's more than just the physicality of the practice, it's the energetic shift and the mind shift. Now from here, go ahead and just take your time to stay in resonance or roll toward your side and sit all the way up. From here, we're going to take the balls out of the totes and head into the upper trapezius. So if you have them in the tube sock, let them go. And we're going to take the balls into what I like to call the backpack strap region. So up and over the upper traps. So I'll turn around and demonstrate for you. We're going to take one ball right into that upper trapezius, ball in the left hand to the right upper trapezius, and then vice versa here. Take your time to lay onto your back. We're heading into our bridge pose, so you'll need a block. And start off just laying down to your back. The block will come later. And as you're here, take that ball, one ball in your left hand, the right upper trapezius, and then make sure your hair is out of the way so that it's not rolling into the massage ball. And then the one in your right hand into the upper left trapezius as you're here. Now, this might be plenty for you, and feel free to stay here, but I always like to use a block. So the block is going to add more height and downward pressure into the massage tools. So take this block on its horizontal, right behind your pelvis, behind the sacrum. So lift your hips, bridge the hips, and take that block right behind the sacral area. It should not be in the lumbar, it should not be in the low back area. So notice as I'm here, it's not jamming in the low back, there's space, it's right behind the pelvis. Now, go ahead and adjust the massage tools to your liking and just see if that downward pressure is too much. Notice my body is on a downward slope. If it's too much, then use a rolled up blanket instead, or use your pillow underneath that sacrum, and you'll get probably just enough height so that you can feel a nice downward pressure, or no prop at all. Now in supported bridge pose, as you're here, just breathe in your supported bridge pose. Or as you're here, you can always extend both legs out to get into the frontal hips, releasing and decompressing through the lumbar as you're here. If it's too much, stay in your supported bridge, especially if it's too much for your back. just keep your feet down towards the ground and just trust that you're getting a nice release as you're here. Take a slow, deep in breath again, everyone, and a slow, deep out breath. And I always like to do a little bit of myofascial release. This one is a fan favorite. So we're going to go ahead and take our arms all the way up. So what we're doing is really kind of pinning the tissues down. And we're adding the flexion of the arms up overhead. And we're slowly starting to, and go slow, and feel free to do one arm at a time, guys. I'm going to slowly bring my arms all the way back down. Moving slowly, and you're going to feel the ball start to track a little bit up and over those shoulder blades, or kind of up in the upper trap, kind of the supraspinatus area. I like to keep my arms overhead as I'm here. Feel free to bring your arms maybe a little bit more central if you prefer that. Feel free to keep your arms down by your side if that works for you. For video purposes, I'm going to, again, I prefer just laying here and sustained compression with my arms up overhead, but I'm going to show you other ways to really release tension and towards the upper trapezius area. Feel free as you're here to do shoulder shrugs, one shoulder each side. So left shoulder up towards left ear, right shoulder up towards right ear. Getting the balls just kind of moving along the tissues or the fibers. And then as you're here, you can also turn your head from side to side, letting your left ear drop close, proximal towards the earth, and then vice versa, right. Turning your head right and letting your ear drop proximal towards the right side. Deep in breath and deep out breath. We're here for another minute. You can also take the position I showed you earlier, maybe reach for the opposite elbow instead, the non-dominant side. And as you're here, you can just gently rock yourself from side to side. A little bit of more pressure and towards that right side as you lean towards the right, and more pressure towards the left side as you lean towards the left. Turning your head with this will also feel really good as well. Moving slowly, moving glacial speed. Taking one more slow, deep in breath and slow, deep out breath. And again, I encourage you to stay if this is something that really is feeling nourishing for you today. Otherwise, as you're ready, taking your time to release some massage tools, and then taking your time as you're here, just noticing the circulation. Take your time to press your hips up off the block and release the blocks off to the side, or the block off to the side, and then windshield wipe your legs from side to side. Really finding your way into Shavasana as you're here. This is a really quick practice today. So one hand to heart, one hand to belly, really reflecting and noticing the energy that is flowing a little bit more freely along the tissues that we targeted today into the mid-upper back. Along the calves and the base of the skull, and in towards the upper traps, known as the superficial back line if you study with Tom Myers of Anatomy Trains, he has this beautiful map of the connective tissues. I was very honored to meet him in person and to train with him in San Diego when he was in California. Now I encourage you to stay for at least 5 minutes for Shavasana. Otherwise, this is where I leave you. So when you do come up, take your time to really enjoy the space that you've created for yourself, for your whole body. Taking a moment here to really feel gratitude for this gift of practice, the gift that you've given to yourself. Hey guys, thanks for tuning in to my practice, to this beautiful Myo-Yin practice. Again, my name is Lisa Jang, and feel free to subscribe to my channel, to wait for the next uploaded video, next content that will be coming into your channel or your subscription. Thank you for joining me today. Namaste.